We are the Stephen Potkay family.
March 29th is my father's birthday.
Yes.
March 23rd is my brother's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Steve Jr.,
who's 60.
60.
Happy 60th.
Happy 60th.
And then there's me, who's 39.
Mary
The youngest. 29.
And this is what keeps us young.
I hope I don't get the picture on my phone.
Should we get a picture of our father and
I
put
think
it
you
here?
can
Go get the picture.
cut it now.
I don't think so.
We're gonna get
now we're gonna get creepy. We're gonna start getting pictures.
A picture of our father. You haven't seen it yet. Well, you saw it a long time ago.
Oh Lord.
Okay, here's our father.
I thought you were getting a picture of God.
Oh my
Our Father.
Not a good picture.
Yes, it is.
No, the glasses are terrible. But they were fashionable.
But isn't that what he
I
wore?
didn't want to say anything.
1979, so he was, well, anyway, he was younger.
I'm gonna back up, Amelia.
The boy was 20.
I was walking from Central Avenue down to the Lawrence Hospital every morning at 6 o'clock. But I was used to walking. I always walked when I used to work from the fort down to Ocean Beach. I used to work down there, so I always walked. Your father and I walked down the beach almost every other night or so. We'd walk down the beach and we'd go into one of the places, and I think your father, we couldn't order beer, so we took soda. And then there was a dance floor. He taught me how to do the polka, and I didn't know how to do it. And then we walked back. Well, I walked it. And I walked from the fort to Sheffield. You know how far that is.
Not terrible.
You're welcome.
Gary, first, that was better have a picture. It's tough. And Anna goes, I can't come to a bucket plane. But I could. In the back in the woods, there's a nice big roof. So nice. There's a big rock.
Napkins next to them.
Hi, Anna.
Well, there's a lot of people who think a pet is the greatest thing in the world.
It is. That's why we used to bring Brinka to the nursing home.
Oh, yes, we did.
Pet therapy.
I know, she likes to sleep like that. She likes to block out the light.
You called me, and you got my answer.
And you know where it would be perfect?
I heard your voice saying, I picked up my messages, and I heard you saying,
No,
she hung up on
it
me.
really does.
It does.
But that's not the thing. I want this to be a little bit more modern, not country.
Every time I pick it up, the operator says, hang up,
And try your call again.
call again. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I remember my dad having his own plumbing business. I know he taught himself the plumbing business when he was younger, and studying a lot through books and helping being apprentice with some people that he knew. He ran his business from home. My mom did his books. I know the construction was in my father's blood. They lived on Main Street for a while when I was very young, and I don't remember that, but I do know that he built 2 houses in Waterford, one on Olive Street and one right behind it. We lived in the 19 Olive Street for a long time before we left and went to California. And the house that he built behind there was for my aunt, which is my mom Mary's sister, Regina, and her husband, Russ Robinson. So they lived back there, and I don't know how many years we were there, but I know we moved to California for a while, maybe a year. I remember being a Girl Scout out there. My father, again, had his business going out in California. Then we came back, and my father built another house, the one that we call our homestead, which was on Central Avenue. So it was a wonderful neighborhood for growing up. Lots of friends, we all felt very safe. When I was a teenager, my parents were divorced, and I went with my mom mostly. So we moved out of the house over to Whittlesey Street into an apartment. My brother was back and forth, kind of staying with both of us at that time. My sister had pretty much left the house by then and gotten married. Eminent domain is a big subject here these days with things happening over in Fort Hill in New London. But my dad, his home was taken by eminent domain many years ago. They were going to build a bridge, an access road to the bridge. They took our church, they took the home where we lived there on Central Avenue, and they tore everything down. And he then moved to Waterford.
Steve, let's just say before we video Stanley that he was a good friend to my father all his life. He was the best friend to my father all his life.
He was.
Is that correct, Betty? You agree?
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, he was, loyalty is just a word that when I see Stanley, that's what I think.
Well, I'll tell you, it's so great to see you again.
Did you help him with any building that house?
No, I didn't help the house and the club. I helped with building.
The club? Really? The Post Club?
Yeah, the shoe there. I was here yesterday. This in the club, you know, his father was the president of it, I was the secretary at the time.
Really?
Installation officer was pictures of the club.
His father was the president of that club. I didn't know that. Wow.
And then I got a pictures, you know, when I was married, you know, your father was the best man.
So how did you and Dad meet?
Oh, we went to a Parents Without Partner dance, and he happened to sit next to me. And on my part, and I think on his part too, was love at first sight.
Wow. And then how many years were you married?
11. He loved to dance.
Mm-hmm.
I think him and your mom had won a dance contest at one time. He always told me.
You tell me that story.
Oh!
Tell us it.
What was the ultimatum that my father gave you?
Well, he said if we didn't get married by the end of 1982, he was going to say, "See you later, Betty."
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that's a common ultimatum.
So he wanted to get married. Is what
You
you're
would
saying.
never believe that he really, really wanted to get married.
Well, you were the one, that's why.
When we went to
Yeah, this is the
these
same
different
picture.
conventions,
Mm-hmm.
he would go by himself and sit into the ones that talked about marriage.
Really?
There you go.
And that really surprised me.
Isn't that weird? This is Steve Potkay, died in 1993.
He was a busy man, very hard worker, very generous soul. You probably call him a big spender now because he was one of those people that wanted to pay for everything and just very generous. I don't think we would be in our house right now if it wasn't for him and all the plumbing that he's done for us and heating and different repairs.
Well, he taught himself, which is amazing to me, that you could teach yourself how to do a trade like that. Nowadays, you can't do that.
I mean, for a one-man business to buy so much and take care of his family and be so generous
Yeah.
with just a one-man
I
business.
know. That's amazing.
You know,